Right then, I just wanted to make this quick video as a walkthrough for the new Poisson 2.0 pack. Not trying to spam you with loads of videos of the same thing, although it feels like that's what I'm doing. This is just to help users basically. I've had a few questions over the past few days, understandably so, just asking how to input the data, what data needs to be inputted, how you can change odds and sort of correct score odds and stakes and stuff like that. And I just want to make sure it's clear to everyone because it's not necessarily clear, is it, on a first inspection? It feels obvious to me, I guess, sometimes because I've been spending so many hours putting this together that I intuitively know where everything goes, but that's not the same. It's not going to be the same for everyone. So I just want to have a little look at what's going on. So this is my master copy of the Poisson pack. So yours might look a little bit different. The interface look exactly the same. It's just I've hidden a lot of the data sheets on yours, so you don't have to worry about them. But we can have a look at one of the data sheets just to show you where the stuff's coming from. So this is the sort of back end of it. It's a bit different to it used to be. It's laid out differently to allow me to update it more quickly and accurately. So this data actually is coming from HTML query, which means it goes and fetches data from a website to update the tables to make sure all of the latest games are captured and all of the goals for and goals against. Then I've built average tables here, average columns at the end, and then we've got home and away strength, which are now split into two because it needed to be that way for formatting basically, and because the tables are different. So obviously this is the home one and it's ranked in order of in table order, if you like. So Man City are the strongest home team, Watford the least strong home team, but away it's slightly different. So Man City are again the strongest away team, but Burnley are the bottom of the away form table, or not form table. So you can't just have a list of teams and then the values, because these values wouldn't line up with the other values. Trust me, it has been long to get this sorted, like really long. Like, should be charging everyone £7,000 a month long. You don't need to worry about this. So this is all pulled into my spreadsheet and checked by me each day. And then there's a separate query that isn't an import HTML one because it takes too many requests to the internet from Google to update all of your individual spreadsheets with import HTML functions. Google puts a sort of limit on how much you can do that, obviously. So you've got different, what is it, import range? I think it's import range formulas built into yours, which means basically your individual spreadsheets are pulling data from my spreadsheet. So mine's pulling it from the internet, yours are pulling it from mine. So basically it's the same difference, but instead of lots of calls to the internet, there's just one call to the internet and lots of calls to my spreadsheet. You can ignore all that if all you're interested in is the good bits, which really you should be. I just thought in case anyone was interested, that's what's going on. If you're paying your money, you deserve to know where it's all coming from. So this is the bit that everyone's been asking about. So if we look at the Premiership here, I've tried to make it as user-friendly as possible. I'm using pink. Deal with it if you don't like pink. I love pink. So the pink fields are the ones that you need to have some input into. So if you go from the top, the stake, your total stake, this will be split into 5, depending on the odds for your Dutching. The real odds, which are, the odds that Betfair are going to be offering, or whoever. I'm going to say Betfair, but you can use any bookie. The only ones that aren't coloured in pink are the drop downs, because I think that's pretty obvious that you need to choose. Or if it's not obvious, I won't colour those in pink because it would just look a bit garish anyway to have all of those coloured in pink. So take it as a given that you have to select your teams, then enter your odds. Anything that's white, you don't need to mess with. Apart from the result, that's optional. If you want to put the result in afterwards as a tracker for, a results tracker as well, you can. It doesn't drive anything. Nothing drives this. This is just free text, if you like. So if you want to put the results in, you can. If not, don't bother. So let's have a look then. So let's just go through one so that you can see how it's done. So who's playing today? Man United in the Premier League, isn't it? Yeah, Man United Brighton. So let's adjust this at the top. So it's just going to the drop down, Man United. I need to build some logic in here so that it's in alphabetical order, because I don't think it's not at the moment. Brighton. And as you can see, the numbers changed there. So these are the value odds. These are the odds that the Poisson distribution model are predicting for this fixture based on all of the data in these sheets and the logic built into it. These are the odds that they're saying you should be getting. So what are we looking at here? 1.85, 3.85. So these are the odds that you can actually get at the bookies. 1.85, 3.85. As you can see, Man United are way too short. 4.9, which isn't unusual because they're such a big team and punters will tend to just lump on them anyway. Oh, Man United will come good. They've got to win this one. They'll definitely win. They might win. It's I'm not, again, always stress this is the Poisson model. This isn't me giving you tips. But the model is saying there's value in Brighton. You should be getting 2.34, but you're actually being given 4.90, and there's value in the draw. So there's value in laying Man United is what that's saying. So you take that as you will. And then the correct scores, it's saying 1-1, 0-1, 1-0, 0-0, 1-2, which is quite a nice spread actually for Dutching. And then let's have a little look at the Betfair odds. So now I've got placeholder odds in here just to make sure that the formulas work. So these aren't the actual odds. When you in your spreadsheet, you need to put these in yourself. So let's have a look. So what were we looking at? 1-1 and 0-1. So we're going to the Man United game. 1-1 is 8. 0-1 is 16.5. Seriously? That seems very long. It is though. 1-0 and 0-0. So 1-0 is 8.2. 0-0 is 13.5. My memory's so bad. What was it? 8.2. Is that even a thing? And what was the last one we won? 1-2. Yeah. 18. Mental as well. Okay, so there you go. So you put those odds in. You've got everything in that you need to be in now. We bet with a £20 stake, and it's telling us that this is what we need to put in to recognise an equal profit of £25 regardless of what result comes in. So obviously if the odds are higher, like 16.5, you put a lower amount on to recognise it. For the lower odds of 8.2, you put in a higher percentage of your stake on to recognise that 25, because it's got to work harder for it. So that's how you do it. That's it. Then you can add all your other fixtures below. You don't have to overwrite that one. If there's 6 or 7 fixtures in a game week, you just keep going underneath, do the same thing again. Each fixture is basically, each one of these sections have basically got its own Poisson calculator and its own Dutching calculator linked to it through formulas. So you can have as many as there are sections, you can have fixtures. So then you can look through, you can put all your fixtures in, and then for a game where you can look through and go, okay, yeah, so I would make 25 off that, I'd make 9 off that, that's the value there, that's the value there. So in the Premier League, I'm going to look at this game. No, I don't like to look at that game, this game. And so you've got it all in front of you. I hope that makes sense. It's the same for all of the other leagues, exactly the same. Championship, League One, League Two. I mean, I don't need to tell you all of them do, obviously. So these haven't got anything filled in here because there's no odds. I've just picked this at random. So what if we put 5, 8? If this doesn't work now, it's going to make it look like a fall, isn't it? 10, 11, boom. So there you go. You can see that it will work on any country, and they've all got their own drop downs. One thing I will mention, when it was pulling in some of the data, some of them are in, I think it's Italian. The German ones are, aren't they? So German Bundesliga 2 is okay. Bundesliga 1, it's got Italian names for the team. So Bayern, Monaco. So that's Leipzig. I mean, we've got a lot of subscribers from all over the world, to be fair. So it might not matter too much, but some of them are a little bit difficult to. I mean, most of them are pretty intuitive. So Freiburg is Freiburg, and Augusta is that Augsburg, I think. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm working on that. There's a couple of other ones that have got different translations. The French one, Lila instead of Lille, but you can tell what they all are. If you need any help, let me know. Nizza, that's Nice. I'm not sure why it did it. I know the logic that the settings need changing, but they're fine for a lot of the leagues, and then whatever. So that's how you use the Poisson Pack. If you've got the monthly subscription where you're getting daily updates, that's how you'll get them. They'll automatically be pushed to your sheet. I'll be responsible for this back end, and I'll be responsible for making sure it gets to your sheet. If for any reason that logic breaks down, I'll manually update each of your sheets, which I'm hoping doesn't happen, but that is what I've been doing in the past, so don't worry, I'll get it to you. If you buy the static one-off, static one-off pack, then whenever you buy it, you'll get the data for that day, but it won't be linked to my master spreadsheet. So you'll have what it is, and then you can go in and change any of it yourself, update it, and do as you will. You just won't get me having the back end updating the daily stats and results, and it won't talk to my spreadsheet. And obviously, then I'm adding new leagues all the time. I'm planning on adding the A League next because I just enjoy watching the A League, and there's enough games now to warrant it. So obviously, the static one won't have anything added to it; it's a one-off payment. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything covered. I think that should see you straight for now. But if there are any questions, just let me know, and I'll do my best to help you out. Thanks a lot.